Hello, listener. Stir the Pot is a podcast about murder, crime, cryptids, and all things spooky. Naturally, there may be some content in these episodes that is uncomfortable to listen to. If you still think that this is the podcast for you, we'd love to have you join us. But if not, this is your official warning to turn back now.
Hey there, hi there, ho there.
Stirring some pots.
Stirring some pots, always pots, some stirrings. I don't know what that was.
Welcome to the episode.
I'm Velma.
And I'm Shaggy.
How's it going?
I
feel like it's been a while since we recorded, actually. I mean, it has been, like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But it's been a busy 2 weeks.
It really has. Easter happened.
Yeah. 420 happened.
So much happened.
Yeah, same day.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, stoned Easter bunnies. Something to think about. I don't know. Just something to think about.
I keep trying to come up with a joke, and it's just...
I know. There's not... I feel like I've heard of them, but now I can't think of any. I had a long day.
Yeah. I feel like we were both a little
off. But you know what? It's all right. But how's everything been? How's life? What you up to?
Life's good.
Yeah, work okay?
Yeah, work's pretty good. You?
Yeah, things are fine. Nothing crazy going on in my life. 420. Lots of weed. Luigi update, the only one I really have is that he pleaded not guilty, but I felt like he already did that.
Yeah. So,
I'm a little bit confused on that one, but still hashtag free Luigi. Like, I'm not going to stop talking about it because he shouldn't be out of the news, so keep thinking about Luigi. That's about it. Nothing crazy.
Did you see I saw a video on TikTok, and apparently it's a real thing, where, like, the edible arrangement people are doing, like, edibles now? Like,
no!
Yeah, like, one of their parent company or whatever is branching out, and they're doing edibles.
That makes me so happy.
So it's not, like, directly tied, but it's, like, same
If they don't use the
umbrella.
same name, I'll be kind of sad.
Yeah. They probably
They
can't.
Well, I mean, if it's under the same umbrella.
Yeah, I know, but then imagine you walk in for fruit and you find weed, or you walk in for weed and you find fruit, and both you're just like, ah.
They're already in that position with calling edible arrangements. Like, not many things are called edible.
Yeah.
Like,
I've been wanting one of those so bad, though.
An edible?
The edible arrangements.
Oh, I love edible arrangements. I love chocolate-covered fruit.
Yeah. They're
so pineapple.
Expensive,
I know.
So sad.
But now my mouth... you could make it.
I know I could, but I don't want to.
Me neither. I don't really want to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did not know that. I am down to try that. That sounds absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. I don't know if they're making little fun, like, bouquets with it.
Oh,
or
that
if
would
it's
be
just
cool.
Like a single treat.
Yeah.
Which is still fun, I guess.
But, I mean, that's fine.
Yeah.
But, or even a couple treats.
Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds really good.
Yeah.
I've heard of people, like, making edibles with, like, chocolate, and at some of the dispensaries they do, like, a syrup. And that's okay.
Yeah.
I've tried some of them, and they're really nasty.
Yeah.
But, you know. Do you hear that water?
I do.
That's my cat fountain. Isn't that crazy how this mic is picking up the fucking cat fountain? Isn't that nuts? Yeah, you can hear it. That's crazy.
ASMR.
Yeah, ASMR. It's going to make everybody have to pee by the end of this episode.
Subliminal messaging. Today's podcast is brought to you by water. Drink it.
Drink it. Drink some water.
Yeah.
And cat fountains.
Yeah.
So anyways, let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and do the reefer report. Today I'm smoking an indica. It's Gangsta OG by Zenith. I got it up in Michigan, and I have it actually mixed about 50-50 with Bud Love, the Apple Scout cookies. For those of you that don't know what Bud Love is, that they're like a weed mixer that gears towards the terpenes in the weed and tries to intensify the high. So the Apple Scout is for indica specifically, but I mix them about 50-50, and if you see us at the end of the episode, I'll give you the reefer review. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Ooh.
Ah. Would you rather? Okay.
Would you rather?
Okay, I already looked at one. Okay. Okay. Would you rather find yourself a victim of terrorizing paralysis whenever fear takes hold of you, becoming, quote, scared stiff and rendered immobile for hours on end, or...
That's a long one.
I know, it's really... I like the long ones.
Yeah. All of the... You like the long stuff.
Did it say scared stiff?
Yeah. Context clues.
Yeah, context. To be fair, that's what I do already. Or have your wrath manifested physically with your blood simmering to a dangerous temperature in your veins, literally causing your blood to boil.
That sounds like a hazard for myself.
Mm-hmm. Well, both of them do.
Well, I mean, one, you're just scared in like a little statue. Mm-hmm. And the other one, isn't that like fever temperatures and can cause other stuff in your body to get messed up?
Oh, yeah.
Like, what's going to happen to my liver?
Oh, yeah. Thinking of it medically, I feel like the first one, but like, also imagine like, if you, like, somebody was, like, attacking you and you got scared stiff. Like, there's nothing, you would just literally just have to sit there and watch everything happen.
Yeah.
So that,
kind yeah.
So.
That's not fun for the situation.
No. I'm gonna pick the scared stiff one, though.
Yeah.
For the mere fact that not a whole lot scares me. It takes a real lot of shit to scare me. So... I feel like my odds are better. However, I get pissed off at a lot of dumb shit. So
yeah,
you're like, yeah.
That's funny because I was like, oh, but what about the time that the stink bug was on the light and you ran away screaming?
Oh yeah, fair. That's
but then also,
fair.
Yeah, the amount of stuff that happens day to day that's just like
yeah, right. That's like calm. You gotta calm down. Yeah. And to be fair, I was more grossed out by the bug, not scared, but like you could be grossed out and scared at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the fear one. Just because medically.
Yeah.
That's,
I mean, medically, either way, I don't think it's great.
No, but I feel like your blood boiling.
Yeah. That's not great
gotta
either.
Be wrong.
Yeah. And I feel like that would be, like, painful. Like.
Yeah.
I think they used to do this, but I know I saw it in a movie. What movie was it? Red Riding Hood, where they put somebody in, like, a metal...
Oh, the metal tin thing?
Yeah, and then, like, put the fire underneath.
Yeah.
And that sounds like a rough, not fun way to go.
Yeah.
No go for me.
So you're just gonna get mad and, like, immediately die.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No thanks.
No. Or get just scared stiff and then just be... like planking for the rest of the next couple hours.
I could do a plank challenge. So good.
And I feel like...
Guinness Book of World Records, where are you at?
Where are you at? Plank challenge 101. But what if you get scared and like... So I assume when it says scared stiff, like as soon as it happens, you like full board. Like you go like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like what if you get frozen in the position... that like you were scared in.
Very like Rocky Horror.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What if you're like in that one? Yeah, very Rocky Horror. Like which way are we thinking here?
I was imagining it the way that you said, like in a board.
Yeah.
But I like the other way better.
Yeah, and then you're scared. You're stuck like that.
Yeah.
For hours on end.
Yeah.
That sounds awful, but I mean, I still don't want my blood to boil. So okay, I feel like that one was an easy one. Should I do a second one?
Sure. Let's do a second one.
Okay. Ooh, I like this one. I don't even know what the second one was, but this looked good. Okay. Buying an old house with an attic filled with decrepit, broken dolls hanging from the rafters from tiny nooses.
I don't like that.
No, I didn't even read the second one, but I don't love that. And then the second one was inherit an old house that can...
with tiny dolls. Right? You want to buy it or get it from your aunt. I'm sorry.
Honestly, I'd probably rather... Ooh, no. Hold on. Let me finish the question. Or inherit an old house that conceals an elaborate labyrinth of tunnels. Upon discovery, you can hear echoes of footsteps hurrying away from you in the darkness.
Oh, I don't like that even more.
I would go absolutely with the first one, and that's not what I thought was going to happen when I first read that.
If it was tunnels, I could deal with tunnels.
Hurrying footsteps?
The footstep part, I'm already paranoid of somebody being in the house. Like, no thank you. Dolls, that's weird.
You know...
But I just don't have to go in the attic.
You know, hold on. I might change my vote here. Because, as creepy as that is, I could put, like, a door.
There's, like, a movie about that, though. And the guy, like, gets out the door and, like, lives in their house and stuff. I can't remember what the name of it is.
Yeah, that would be creepy.
But it's weird.
I'd make friends with him. If it was, like, the thing is, what I'm thinking is, how cool would it be to own a huge, elaborate, like, labyrinth of tunnels?
Yeah, but I feel like if you got a labyrinth of tunnels under your house, what are you doing with it? It's gotta be weird.
I feel like
I don't think you would make it weird, but it's just weird.
Oh, I absolutely would make it weird, but the possibilities are endless. I could, like, have, like, a random museum, but, like, not museum, like, walking path, where, like, every, like, 20 feet, I have just some random fucking weird object, like...
See, but that's still fun. My head went to, like, someone doing, like, put some cheese in the corner and have people pretend to be mice.
I can see why he wanted the nooses.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! Wow.
Well, I'm imagining if you had the money to install this, like, you gotta be a rich weirdo.
Yeah, right? I feel like... Well, that's why
we went very different places, and you said I would make it weird. No, you wouldn't.
I thought mine was weird. You would make it weird.
I wouldn't make it. Give me the dolls.
You're like, I would get the dolls. Well, I just feel like having like a maze in your house would be so freaking cool.
Yeah, but not the footstep roommate guy.
That can be taken care of.
He's not paying rent.
No.
Let me live down there with him. Someone else guide the house.
Listen, we could become friends. We could be buddies. We're not sure what this is. It could be a cute little raccoon. We don't know. With their little trash can hands. Could be a little raccoon. So we don't know. It could be
you
like...
don't know what's going to get out of there. Where does the tunnel end? In another person's house? I don't need this.
That's the beauty of it.
And what am I going to do? Go down there and leave breadcrumbs, and guess what? The little raccoon's going to eat it while this man's chasing me and I can't get out.
If there's a raccoon, there's not a man.
There might be both.
Okay, I need... Or a werecoon. A were-raccoon. Could be one of those. Werewolf. There we go.
You're gonna go down there and your flashlight's gonna die, and you're not gonna have cell service.
But it's underneath my home, so I could just connect the lights down there with an extension cord, and then plug in an extension cord to an extension cord to an extension cord.
Second guy and the raccoon are gonna unplug your extension cords. There's no...
What kind of raccoon do you think this is?
He got hands.
He got hands. What's the raccoon from that one movie? The new one. What's this? Rocky Raccoon. Nope, that's not it. From Jesus, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, Rocket.
See, I was fucking close. Rocky Rocket. It's okay. Same difference. But yeah, Rocky Raccoon. Rocket, sorry. Yeah, that's what you think is down there.
I don't know what's going on down there, and I don't need to know. The dolls, I can take them out. Or I can leave them. You know what? I wouldn't go in the attic.
But, like, how... No, I'm absolutely doing the inheriting thing. Because here's another thing. How big is it? What if it's big enough and it has, like, rooms underneath there, and me and all of my good buddies can, like, live underground and start our own community? Like, listen, I feel like there's a lot of endless
free property in this economy. I get it.
Right. That's what I'm saying. And inherit over buy. Still. Listen, I'm trying to sell you on this.
You really are.
And I feel like I'm doing a good job. Mm-hmm. I feel like I'm doing a very good job. Just call me Real Estate 101. Real Estate...
Workshop the name a little bit.
I will. I'm trying to think of it. Real Fear, Real Estate.
That's going to make me trust you even less to buy this home.
Well, you're either buying one with babies. Okay, hold on. With baby dolls.
Listen, if you got that maze, you might be buying one with babies too. You don't know.
No, you're right.
You don't know what's down there.
Yeah.
And it might be a lot of work to clean.
Right. It also might not. Like, it also could not be that. But that's it. We don't know.
So,
you know about the babies.
I know.
Baby dolls. What the fuck?
As much as I want like a secret passageway to the library with a little slide or something.
How fucking cool would that be?
I want a maze. Labyrinth.
Have you seen that movie? Have you seen David Bowie in that movie? Made me question a lot.
If the ghost of David Bowie's in the basement.
That's what's scampering away from you. And his pet raccoon. But just as Muppet form. Because he was in the labyrinth. Or
so,
what was
it's like he was like, how did we get here?
I can make everything Muppets.
Yeah.
But what was the big one? Grog? What was the big one's name? With the chin. He had a fun name.
It's been so long.
I know. I gotta find out. Hold on. Ludo. Ludo. That was his name.
Very off from Grog.
I know. That was close. I feel like it's got the same vibe as Grog, to be fair. Ludo, Grog. Yeah, I feel like that's both, like, you know.
Yeah.
They would be brothers. Anyway, so what are we talking about today?
Ghost.
Oh, yeah? What kind of ghost?
Big ghost. Big ghost is
Tell me more.
Case. Okay, so I just finished with all this little folklore, and so I'm still in a little bit of a ghosty mood. But I'm also trying to do true crime. And so I was like, how do I connect ghost and crime? And so I was like, has a ghost ever been to court? Obviously, that's the first place you go.
Obviously.
Yeah.
So has there?
Well, yes.
Oh my gosh, tell me more.
Well, okay, so first you have the, like, Ghostbuster case, you know, the Ghostbusters. The movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's, like, a actual case that was like a house and a thing.
I didn't know that from the Ghostbusters movie. Like that's like not based on a true story, but like it has like I didn't know that. Yeah. That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah. And then there's also the Greenbrier ghost, which I'm gonna make a True Crime Tuesday post about it. So be on the lookout.
Oh, how exciting!
For that. It's gonna be such a fun time.
I'm really excited.
There were also times where people sued God, which I thought was interesting. Wouldn't really line up on a ghost side for me. And that feels a little, like, insensitive to be on that article. But one of the ladies won.
What did she
sued God for, like, something happening to her house, like natural disaster, and she won, but didn't get any money from it, obviously. But, like, those are super interesting, so anyone should look into those.
Where... I have a lot of questions. Where was the money supposed to come from? Our taxes?
Well, like, and also in the ones where they sued God, it's like, some of the, like, he's not a citizen of this place, so you can't legally sue him for this thing.
So God's not a citizen in certain...
Yeah, the way, like, it's super fascinating. I want to get into that, but, like, I just feel like it's a little weird to be talking about in a true crime podcast.
God's not a citizen.
In, like, whatever one case it was, he wasn't considered a citizen of the place, so they were like...
How interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I'm like, how is God not, in a Christian-based society, how is God not a citizen?
Right. Yeah. Really interesting. But anyways, we're not talking about any of
those,
that's obviously.
No, but I just find that very interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So the ghost that we're talking about today is a ghost that ended up really impacting legal precedent in the United Kingdom.
Tell me more.
And so how did the ghost change the law?
Yeah, how did the ghost change the law?
We're gonna find out on Stir the Pot.
We both went in two different directions. And it didn't work, but it's okay.
No. Today we're talking about the ghost murder of Hammersmith.
Okay.
And so this one is very, like, Scooby-Doo to me, of, like, the pull off the mask.
I love this,
and it's a great time. So, also, do you know the Scooby-Doo episode where it's, like, Pilgrim Shaggy or whatever, and he's trying to get, like, the wedding ring or something?
No.
Hold on, I'm gonna find a picture of this, because I was recently talking about this.
You know, even though I go by Velma, I'm going to be honest with you, I liked Scooby-Doo, but I was not the biggest fan of Scooby-Doo. I really liked the live-action movies. Those were really good. With Matthew Lillard. I love Matthew Lillard. Yeah. Whoever doesn't love Matthew Lillard is a problem.
Yeah. Anyway, so it's this guy. And anytime I watched that episode as a kid, I was like, this is weird.
Yeah.
But
it literally just looks like a not colored in.
Yeah, it's like plain blank white Pilgrim's Shaggy.
Yeah, okay. And he's much older.
I think he looks like a powdered donut.
You're right.
Yeah!
Yeah, he does look like...
People were disagreeing with me about that.
I can see
like,
it.
he's just flat. No.
No, he's...
You could bite into that and have some powder on your...
That's all. The crack cocaine that he's been doing. Got a little bit of his nose up in there.
So anyways, that has something to do with it because White Ghost.
Yeah.
Hammersmith.
Okay.
Okay, so it's 1803.
1803. Okay.
It's December. Burr. Cold.
Chilly.
Yeah.
Burr. Cold. It's cold in here.
We're in rural Hammersmith, which is west of London, and it's apparently where, like, London meets the countryside. So it's a really small village. You've got, like, long, winding roads. Connects a lot. It's not a huge town. Like, not everybody knows each other, though, but, like, yeah, you get the vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so one night, a pregnant woman is visiting a graveyard, and while she is, like, packing herself up, getting ready to go home, she sees a tall figure dressed in white, and he's looming between the gravestones, and apparently he tried to grab her in a spectral embrace.
Spectral embrace.
He tried to, like, give her a little ghost hug.
Oh, okay.
But probably more like, ah!
Oh, yeah, okay. Okay.
He did a ghost.
I wish you could see the visuals on that one.
He did a ghost, ah!
not a, more, ah.
Yeah. Hands from the top, not the sides.
It was an aggressive
Yeah.
hug, yes.
Yeah, so she got freaked out. She fainted.
Okay.
And apparently died 3 days later from a heart attack induced by stress.
Damn.
Which, all of the stories with the people dying leading up to this one, I couldn't find, like, actual record on to see if it really did happen or if it's just, like, the lore.
Yeah.
So, we got the ghost count. He got one person.
Yeah.
Ah!
One to Haymitch. Nope, that's not his name.
Hammersmith.
Speaking of Haymitch, did you read the new Hunger Games book?
I'm starting to read the Hunger Games for the first time in my life.
Okay, so...
Scooby was like, what are you doing? How have you not done this yet?
I am 100% with Scooby. I can't wait to talk to Scooby about the new Hunger Games book, and I hope that they read it. I just finished it.
They absolutely did, yeah.
I will absolutely, and I hope, I'm going to text them as soon as we're done with this podcast. I hope they have the same feeling that I do about this most recent book. I think it's the best Hunger Games book to date.
Yeah.
I think it blows the other ones out of the water.
I'm excited to get there.
I can't wait for you to get there. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay. So, okay.
Hammersmith.
Hammersmith.
Yeah. So, after this whole incident with this lady, the news spreads through the town about the ghost, obviously.
Yeah.
And soon after, a brewer servant named Thomas testified that he also encountered the ghost. And so, there was no report on where he was when this happened, but apparently one night the ghost grabbed him around the throat and started choking him. And he said that he tried to escape, and when he grabbed the ghost, he felt something soft.
He was not, in fact, scared stiff.
It tied perfect.
I know, I was like, I couldn't help it.
Yeah.
Okay, so, anyways.
So he feels something soft, and he's like,
Well, would you consider a ghost to feel... What would you think a ghost felt like?
Well, I would imagine ghosts, like, see-through. Like, you can't grab them.
Okay. Do you believe that ghosts can move things?
Yeah.
So, do you think that you could feel a ghost? Like, if you put your hand through them, would you feel anything?
Yeah.
Or, like, water? Would it, like, feel
I
like
don't know if
that?
it would feel like water, but you would feel like something. Like the
Okay.
air's a little thicker or something.
Okay. Kind of like, I don't know if you've ever done this, but, like, if somebody blows a big vape cloud and you run your hand through it, it's almost, like, kind of a little wet.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I would think,
Damn
too.
ghost.
Yeah, damn ghost. Wet, not scared stiff, damn ghost.
That's going in a weird direction.
So is the story. He's soft. Like, anyways. The soft
He's
ghost.
soft, like beer belly soft. Not like, let me...
Like a powdered donut.
Imagine he reached back and grabbed just like a chunk of donut.
Have you ever seen this video? I don't know the name of this actress. I really like them, and I don't know their names, but I don't know the name of any actress. But she's on a talk show host, and she sits down. She's very serious, and she sits down, and you see her look around, and she goes, "Ha! Bitch, is this cake?" And she literally was sitting on a couch that was made of cake.
I have not seen that.
It's one of my favorite videos. Okay, anyways.
Anyways, okay, so then we get another big report of the ghost, and there's apparently a carriage going down the road, and the ghost jumped out before it, and the horses took off, and the horses were spooked.
So wait, what happened to the last one?
The last one, the guy he was almost getting choked.
Yeah, but then did he die?
Out. No.
Okay,
he got out.
Okay.
And there was other carriage stories that said there were 8 horses and 16 men. So all of these people got spooked, and all of these horses went...
Me!
Yeah. They weren't drunk, though. If you haven't listened to our Polish folklore episodes, go have a listen.
Yeah, have a
It's
listen to the
good
Polish one. These were not drunk. Well, they might have been drunk horses.
Maybe that's why they were scared.
Maybe.
Anyways, the ghost is terrorizing this town.
Oh, bastard.
Yeah. So anyways, other side, it is 1803, you know. People takes a lot less to scare you.
Yeah.
Other sightings start to pop up, and here we start to find out what the ghost really looks like. So again, he's that white looming figure. Some records say that he had a horn and glass eyes. Other times they said he had animal skin, which is kind of weird. But some people were like, he had a cut throat. And so there was this theory.
He was nearly headless Nick. Okay, I'm there. Okay. So anyways, nearly headless.
Yeah, so there's this theory that it connected back to another story in the town. And apparently like a year before these hauntings started happening, there was a man who had committed suicide with the,
a noose.
Yeah.
Something.
And so they had been buried in town. So the people were like, he's haunting us. And obviously he's haunting us because you're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to be buried in this religious cemetery if you do that.
Yeah.
So he's getting us. Look what you did.
Look what you did.
Yeah. But the newspaper didn't make this connection until like a year later. So they're just like, get out of here. Trying to explain this. Being silly.
So wait, was it this guy? No, it couldn't have been.
That was just like the theory of who is this ghost. Because people are like, how do we stop him?
Mm-hmm.
What do we do?
Yeah. That's a good question.
Call?
Ghostbusters.
So the ghost is out.
Ghosties
He
are
be
out.
haunting.
Mm-hmm.
Town.
Boo.
That's
That's
we don't have.
I know, it's on my other one that I still haven't gotten batteries for yet. I know.
And people are getting real freaked out to the point where they're too scared to go outside at night. Like, they don't want to. And so, young men...
They want to run.
Yeah. The young men in the town were like, I can fight a ghost. I'm a man.
Bitch, you can't fight a ghost. Like...
They were like, this is how you prove masculinity. You take the ghost down.
You take that bitch down.
Yeah.
So they take the ghost down.
So the young men started going after the ghost at night to either be like, hey, buddy, prove yourself, or be like, look what I can do. So what their plan was that they were either going to catch it or fight it.
No in between.
No in between.
Catch it or fight it. You're not going to befriend it. Nothing.
No.
Yeah.
You can't ask him what he's doing out there.
Mm-hmm. How do you catch a ghost?
Carefully. Some people in the town are like, is a ghost. Other people are like, that's
is
not
it a donut?
Ghost. Is it a ghost or is it cake?
Is it a donut or is it a ghost?
Yeah. But other people are like, it's got to be someone pranking the town, which is where the like Scooby-Doo vibe comes in of like, who's behind the mask?
Yeah.
And so because the ghost was in white, anything that was seen or anyone that was seen that had like light colored clothing on during this whole search was fair game.
Yeah.
If you got anything light or white on, watch out.
You're the devil.
So now we got Thomas Millwood who enters the story.
Okay.
And Thomas is a bricklayer.
I love the smile on your face right now.
Yeah.
It's like, this guy's gotta be an idiot.
This guy. His uniform was linen trousers, a flannel waistcoat, and an apron, all of which were in white.
Oh my god.
And so, as the ghost sightings were picking up and like hysteria was spreading through the town, he's in his all-white uniform. And one evening he was walking home, and some people in a carriage spotted him and were like, the ghost! He's there! Ghost! And he was like, I'm gonna hit you. Get away from me. Swore at them, threatened to punch them as they were going by. He's just like fed up.
He's like, fuck this, I'm out. Like,
Yeah.
I'm done with this. I'm not the fucking ghost.
Yeah, which is so funny, because in my head he's just like had a really long day at work,
Like,
and he's
I'm over
getting
it, I'm
home and he's tired, and they're just like, ghost, and he's like, fuck.
No, I'm not, man. You're the ghost!
Right. But anyways, people are like, dude, this is not a good time to be all in white right now.
Yeah.
Like, put a coat on over this. His mother-in-law,
Anything.
his wife, they're, like, all concerned about him.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, the fit is too strong. I
Yeah,
cannot.
It slaps.
He literally refused to, like, do anything about this. And I don't know if it's, like, the fit was too strong or he was like, this is my uniform. These people need to stop. Like, I don't know which is funnier.
Or he was just dumb.
Could have been that, too.
Could have
been.
It was 1803. Things were different.
I do think it's funny, though.
Yeah.
He's just like, no.
I love the fact that he's just like, I'm gonna fucking hate you. I'm gonna punch you.
All day, every day, in white.
Yeah.
Out there.
And I just imagine him as, like, super pale and, like, with, like, white blonde hair. So he just looks like he's, like, you know, a ghost.
Yeah.
With even, like, a white hat on.
Right.
Like,
he
yeah.
committed. Like,
yeah.
adds one white thing to the fit
Every day. Yep. A little bit of white makeup.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. He's like these people.
Mm-hmm.
So the signs of the ghost started in December.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's January 1804, New Year. And it's January 3rd. And Thomas is walking home alone at night. Meanwhile, while he's walking, we've got Francis Smith and William Girdler in a bar. They're drinking, they're catching up, they're having their time, and they start talking about the ghost. And so they're like, listen, the ghost is scaring people. The ghost frightened the locksmith's wife to death.
Damn.
2 other people got sick with fear.
Yes.
We gotta do something.
Horses were running.
Horses
People
were
were
running.
choking.
Carriages were tipped.
Oh my gosh.
People were touching weird soft stuff.
Weird soft donuts. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't find this ghost.
Yeah.
And give him to heaven again. I was getting there. I was trying.
So
I
again,
did my best.
Yeah. So again, very Scooby-Doo. These men say we gotta split up and look for clues.
Jinkies. Okay. So what clues do they find? Do they find white powdered footsteps from the donut?
Well, so they had a plan of action here. They're like, okay, it's a small town. We got these winding roads, so we're gonna split up. They set their routes, and apparently they also came up with a code word so that if they ever like came across each other on their route, they would be able to yell it and then like not shoot each other.
Because they're gonna shoot a ghost because that's how you fucking do something? Like,
well, they're like, we got guns, we got man,
we got ammo?
no more ghost.
No.
What's he
ghosts?
gonna do? He gonna see us coming? He gonna shake.
He gonna shake, all the powdered sugar's just gonna go poof.
Yeah. Someone get a bucket of water.
Just splash it
Yeah.
on. Well, what? Okay, these people have back-ass words.
Yeah.
God damn it. Ass backwards logic. And, this is rough. Okay.
Well, like, I don't know. What would you do to get the ghost out of the town?
Not shoot it because it's already dead. Like, I feel like holy water's a better option.
Oh, yeah.
But you know, or even maybe a little sage. I don't know. You pick your poison. It's all right.
Yeah.
Something. But shooting it, I don't think is gonna do a lot.
Sage or a gun.
Sage or a gun. That's gonna go
right through.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, if you shot a ghost, would it leave a hole in, like, its little, like, ghosty thing, and he'd be like...
I like the look that you just gave me. And as much as I hope that's what would happen, I don't think that's what would happen.
It's just gonna go straight through and hit the guy behind
I think
him.
the ghosts okay, we're gonna get weird. I think the ghosts are as unaware of us as we are of them. So it's like if 2 ghosts were in a gun battle and shot each other and they were both standing on each side of you, you're not gonna feel it. Same with us. Like, if there were 2 of us standing on each side of a ghost and we had a gunfight, they wouldn't feel it.
I think it's so funny to imagine 2 ghosts just, like, Nerf war.
Yeah, or doing the walk backwards.
Yeah. And we're just like, breakfast is nice today.
Yeah,
huh?
breakfast is delicious. Or vice versa. 2 people having a gun war, a Nerf fight, or a water gun fight. And
Yeah.
there's ghosties, you know, trying to have a picnic.
Imagine though the ghost that's like aware of it and he's like, what did I do?
Yeah, what now?
Yeah.
What was your plan after this? Just put a hole in me? I'm not a fucking hole puncher, you asshole. Just like the guy, he's gonna punch him.
Right.
And he's just gonna go, boom,
Yeah.
and nothing's gonna happen. He's just gonna be like, wet.
My knuckles are wet now.
My
knuckles are misty.
Misty. Little Misty on my necklace.
So they come up with a code word, which I really wanted to figure out what their code word was. That would have been so fun to know.
Oh, they didn't tell you?
They didn't tell me in any of the articles, and I looked at so many.
Oh, that's bullshit.
What were you gonna say so that you don't shoot each other?
Yeah.
It's me.
Yeah. Woo-hoo!
Yeah.
Marco!
Right.
Follow!
And I was trying to think about, what I would say. And I don't know. To be fair, I don't think I would be going after a ghost with a gun in the first place.
No.
But if I happen to be...
I don't know. Especially in 1803.
Right. Yeah. Because and in the UK, their language is a little different.
I'm not going to try accents. You've done
a lot of accents.
I've done a lot of accents lately. I can't. And, the sun is directly in my eyes. I don't know if you can tell this. And I've been thinking of getting up and fixing that, but I'm not going to. So I keep just sitting up taller. I'm just getting taller. Hello. Yeah. Who's by me? Oh, that's the other cat.
Cats.
Anyway,
so these two men, they're going to go on patrol.
Mm-hmm.
And so...
So they're going on patrol, looking for the donut.
And so Smith is on this one path at night. It's super dark, and he spots a white figure in the distance. And so he yells, and he's like, "Who are you? Are you the ghost? Tell me."
Code word.
Yeah. And he does this several times. He's, screaming at the guy. And so the figure doesn't respond, and he was like, "This is it. This is my time. I gotta save my town."
He's gonna shoot the ghost. Why?
Thomas Millwood's dead.
Rip Tom. So that's what the ghost was. What everybody was seeing. Oh, maybe not. Okay.
Imagine though they were like, it's a ghost, and he's like, "I'm just going to work. You guys need to stop.
Leave me alone."
Yeah. So anyways, he shoots at the ghost, and the ghost falls. And he goes over there, and he's like, "Let me investigate." And he goes, "Oop, that's no ghost. That's a man. It's Thomas, and Thomas is dead."
It's a man. It's Thomas. Thomas ain't alive anymore.
Well,
he's a ghost now. Boo.
Right? Did Thomas really haunt the town after?
Yeah, maybe he did.
He should have.
I hope he continued.
He was probably like, I got to get out of here.
Yeah, I need a break. I'm out, buddies.
Yeah. So anyway, Smith apparently didn't know Millwood, so he didn't recognize him right away. But he did know that he actually shot a man, and I'm assuming the blood kind of tipped him off.
This is gonna sound mean. I'm shocked that he knew that he shot a man. If he didn't realize that him shooting a ghost wouldn't do shit, I'm shocked that he realized that it was a man. But that's whether here or there.
So he ends up turning himself in. He did the right thing at the end. This was funny to me. In the court documents, apparently when he was on the stand and they were asking him what was the state that Millwood was in when you got to him, he said, "Quite dead."
Ghostly, I would say.
That's just such a funny response.
Quite dead.
Yeah.
I talked about this on a really early episode, and I don't know, you probably never listened to it, and that's fair. But one of the things, in those old, 1950s movies that for some reason drives me crazy is when they're like, "You go shoot them dead. You shoot them dead." And I'm just like, okay, wait a second. If you're shooting somebody, I feel like the intention is to shoot them dead. If you have other intentions, maybe use a different piece of equipment. Yeah. Anyways, okay.
Yeah.
So shoot them. What were you talking about? Shoot them dead.
He's quite dead.
Right, quite dead.
Yeah.
I forgot that we're talking about a court case here. I thought we were just talking about a ghost. We saw the court case. Okay.
Yeah. So apparently the gunshot went through Millwood's mouth and exited the back of his head. Right? Drunk from far away in the dark.
Thinking it's a ghost.
He was ready. He really was like, "This is my time. This is my moment."
Marco, no polo. Yeah. That's exactly what happened. Anyways.
Yeah, so he really was quite dead.
Mm-hmm.
And now Smith is in jail. And this is the legal part of it. So Smith is in jail, and he went to court and he pled not guilty. Because he was like, "Listen, I didn't mean to shoot the man. It was mistaken identity. Everybody knows it was a ghost. It's not my fault he wore white."
Yeah.
And so the jury came back and they were like, "No, you're guilty." But they said that he was guilty of manslaughter. And the judge was like, no, we can't accept that verdict because this isn't manslaughter, this is murder. And so, if you don't know the difference between the two of them, fun listeners, manslaughter is when you kill without intent. So, like, crime of passion, you didn't have a plan, just kind of happened. Murder, you had intent to kill somebody. And so, since they were like, you were gonna go shoot the ghost, you wanted to kill something, this is murder. Like, this was not unintentional. Right. And so, the judges were arguing for this murder, and they're like, 1, Thomas didn't run. He was there. He was just walking home, probably like cursing under his breath.
Yeah,
this
and
guy
he didn't
shooting
respond.
at him.
Yeah,
and he was like, "I'm over this."
And as much as I hate to say it, even though the guy was drunk and probably shouldn't have been out shooting, the first thing he did when he realized it wasn't a ghost is he turned himself in.
Right.
And I don't feel like enough credit is given when people do that.
Yeah.
Like, as weird as that is, like, the fact that you're owning up to your shit, I feel like you should get a little piece of crumb place there.
Yeah.
Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, and they said, listen, also, even if it was a ghost and you did shoot the ghost was just a nuisance. At most, the ghost would have got a misdemeanor.
Yeah, right.
Like, that was in the, like, legal statements. It's like, the ghost would have got a misdemeanor. Chill.
Chill. Calm down.
Yeah. Like, this is just such a silly story, but not silly because a guy died.
But wouldn't he would only get a misdemeanor if he killed the woman, though? Pencil drop. Right? So,
yeah.
like, that's a double standard.
Yeah.
So you're saying that us women are not important in 1803? We weren't. But, like...
Yes, you are correct. Factual statement.
We weren't, but...
Yeah.
Anyways,
I don't even know if women are important now, according to a lot of the...
Nope. We aren't.
Political stuff going on.
Not at all. Anyways,
so the jury ends up going back to redo the thing, and Smith is found guilty of murder, and he is sentenced to death by hanging.
That's kind of a bummer. Okay. What about his buddy that was out there hunting with him?
Nothing.
Oh, bullshit.
Well,
fucking bullshit.
He didn't shoot the ghost.
Still, he had just as much intent as the other guy did. He should have been charged with, like, manslaughter in the second degree.
Yeah, something.
Assisted, what is it? Aiding and abetting? Nope. Assisted manslaughter? I'll think about it.
Okay.
Anyways, go ahead.
So this guy gets a lot of sympathy in his case, and in July later of that year, the king pardoned him.
Good.
And he was like, I just feel bad for you, guy. Like, he really thought it was a ghost.
And the fact that he's clearly not bright enough thinking about a bullet hitting a ghost,
Yeah.
So anyways, okay, so what happened?
So it ended up exposing the problem with the law, which raised this issue for decades, because they were like, there's not really defense for somebody who acts in good faith, thinking that they're doing the right thing.
Oh, so this is actually coming into fruition, what I was just talking about. Oh, shit,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they were like, you mistook the situation, so, like, you really shouldn't get death by hanging. Like, that's really intense. And so, later on in, like, 1983, there's this case, R.V. Williams.
1983.
Yeah, so time jump.
Yeah.
But at the time, they were like, we gotta figure this out. Took a lot of years
to
figure out.
Yeah.
But there was there was a young kid trying to steal a woman's purse, and there was a bystander, and he was like, hey, I'm gonna get you and take you to the police, and was like dragging the kid like by their ear and like assaulting them or whatever, and the kid ran away. He went and caught him. Another bystander jumped in, which there's so many bystanders back in 1983 in the UK.
There weren't cell phones to record things
yet. And people are just...
It's one of my biggest fears.
Yeah.
Ugh. Anyways, sorry.
And also, like, watching the Scream movie when they're just, like, recording on the train as the person's getting stabbed.
Yeah. That's terrifying to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do something.
Don't love it.
No.
So anyways,
the kid got away, and the person went after him and was beating him up, and this bystander comes up and like, dude, you're beating up this kid, what are you doing? And the guy was like, I'm a cop, you leave me alone. And he was like, prove it. And he couldn't, obviously. And so that guy ended up punching the person that was beating the kid, and like beating him up, and went to court, and they were like, listen, he thought he was beating someone up, like you can't charge him with a whole thing.
Right.
So they ended up figuring out the law and saying that, like, if it's a self-defense case and the jury can be like, they really thought they were doing the right thing.
Yeah.
They can be found not guilty. But before that, there was like, we don't know. Hang.
Damn. Well, and I agree. Like, if somebody is going forward in good faith, you know,
Right.
I feel like give them a little credit. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying if somebody goes and murders 15 million people and they come forward and say, oh, I murdered these people, here's where all the bodies are, I'm so sorry.
Right.
I'm not necessarily saying, like, don't.
Yeah. That's
different. But, like.
Right. But if you think you're shooting a ghost to save your town.
Yeah. Right.
Right. Or, like, you think you're helping this kid who's getting beat up when really they were committing a crime. Like.
Or even, like, I'd even go, this is going to be even a step further than that, I'd even go to, like, you blacked out, you came to and realized that the person you were with is dead. You don't know what happened and how they're dead.
Right.
But you go to somebody and be like, hey, this person's dead. I don't know what happened. I don't know if I did it. I don't know what happened. I'm going to respect that person more, and I think they should get more leeway than somebody that would just, like, leave it and run away.
Yeah, leave it or, like, hide the body and feel like,
right.
Yeah.
Because people do that all the time.
People do.
Yeah.
And that's crazy.
And
that's so scary.
It could be even something as simple as, like, you and your friend are doing drugs and the friend overdosed.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why you blacked out. And,
right.
like, then you come to and then you don't realize that that's why they died. You don't want to get in trouble for it, so you hide the body.
Right.
When realistically, they could prove that it was an overdose.
Right. Yeah.
Anyways, sorry, go ahead.
No,
End rant.
I feel like I get into, like, a bunch of, like, weird, like, legal stuff with these.
I know.
And I'm like, because it's just so interesting.
I love.
And it's so, like, the law is already so weird.
Yeah.
And then it's just even weirder.
Yeah. Well, and, like, I think we've talked about this. I love true crime, and one thing that I feel like is a little bit different about my obsession with true crime is I love, like, court stuff, any type of legal stuff, especially when it's something weird.
Yeah.
Like a big court case that changes laws, that, like, something has to be done. Like, excuse me, I did the Lori Vallow case, like, when it was happening. Lori Vallow, Chad Daybell, Doomsday Mom, and Cult Dad. And that, like, they had to change laws in order to get those people back from Hawaii to here because there was no extradition for what they had. And so they had to, like, force laws to go through really quick to get them back to Idaho. Yeah. Crazy. I find that fascinating. Yeah. As weird as that is, like, just absolutely fascinating.
Yeah, it's so interesting to see, like, where the holes are.
Yeah.
And what's not there, and then, like, how they fix it. Like,
right.
Yeah.
And, like, technically, and I feel like, unless this was the case any otherwise, the extradition laws for Hawaii are for money laundering and murder. And kidnapping, I think. Those are the three. And technically what happened with, like, the Lori Vallow, Chad Daybell, what they were being charged with was abandoning a minor, endangerment of a minor, that kind of stuff. And that was technically not an extradition law. Mm-hmm. And so they had to, like, push something through and just... Anyways, okay, sorry.
No.
Go ahead.
You're good.
I could talk about it all day.
Yeah. It especially, like, this is, like, a ghost.
Yeah.
And, like, it changed the law a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, it put some stirring in motion.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's how that legally plays out. So who's the ghost of Hammersmith anyways? Like, what happened there? Because the man shot.
So did he disappear
after? Was there a ghost? Well, we know that the ghost wasn't Thomas Millwood. It was a hoax. After all, the people that were like, this is just some guy pranking us.
And it wasn't Thomas Millwood?
No.
It was somebody else?
Yeah.
Well, no shit. Who was it?
Thomas was just dressed in white. He had no part of
everybody was just assuming that this ghost was Thomas Millwood.
Yeah, everybody assumed that it
was... And that
he
just became, like, a thing. Like, oh, he's the guy in white.
They're like, it's a ghost, and they're like, this guy's in white. That's why his wife was like, dude, put on a coat.
Put on a gray jacket. So who was it?
With the local shoemaker named James Graham. He was brought in for questioning about the whole situation and the whole ghost thing. And he admitted to being the ghost the entire time. Scooby-Doo mask off is the shoemaker. Why? Why?
I'm so fucking confused. Yes, why? Why?
Apparently, his apprentices were telling his young children ghost stories and scaring them. And so he was like, I'm going to take revenge on these men for scaring my children. And so he apparently hid beneath a blanket and, like, jumped out at them on their way home.
Okay.
And they were like, ghost.
I don't hate where this came from. Like, if you're trying to scare my kid, I'm probably going to do the same shit to you.
Yeah.
However, at some point, you got to realize, hey, maybe I need to calm this shit down.
Right. Like, it's one thing to be jumping out. Maybe that's, like, the, story with the carriage where they're like, the ghost got us. Mm-hmm. But, like, the pregnant lady or, like,
Yeah.
choking somebody.
Right.
And, like, that's the thing, right? Those stories, I don't know if they were confirmed or if it was just, like, the town being like, there's a ghost. Oh, my God, this happened to me. I saw him, like, in the tavern or pub or whatever, whatever kind of thing.
Right.
So, like, did that really happen? Was he really choked? And I don't know because there wasn't only so much information about him coming forward. Like, he didn't say if he was just jumping out at his apprentices and that's where he left it. And, like, the pregnant lady saw it and freaked out or whatever. Or if he really was, like, terrorizing his town. Like, what happened to him?
I feel like he should have gotten almost as much of a slap on the wrist as the guy that shot the one guy.
Yeah, he was just scaring the entire town.
Yeah.
And also, I think it's funny, though, they were like, he's a big, gloomy guy. It's just a man under a blanket.
Yeah, right?
Like, the classic ghost of, like, cut out eyes.
Yeah, like the ones from, like, Beetlejuice that are, like, in the picture and you just don't see the feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm picturing.
Yeah.
That's silly.
Yeah, and also the fact that the entire time this was happening, he wasn't like, guys, town, it's cool. I got him back. He let it go on for months.
Yeah, or you could be like, I got the ghost. I took care of it. It's fine. That's he could have even done that. He's like, I took care of it. The ghost
while
is
these
gone.
men are fighting him, he could have been like, I did it, guys.
Yeah.
No more ghosts.
Yeah.
But instead he's like, nah, fuck that bricklayer.
Oh my God. What? Like, don't get me wrong. I like a good grudge. But, like, shit.
Like, did they have beef?
I guess so.
Was he like, hey...
And, like, and here's the thing, too. As much as, like, I love scary stuff, and I love to scare people, like, I love to do both, I also really respect people that don't like to be scared. Because, like, I'm kind of the same way with, like, about sad movies and, like, watching sad shit. So, like, if people start talking to me about something that's sad, I will, like, unless it's something that, like, I need to be a friend or something, I'll usually try and exit the conversation or change the conversation because I don't like it.
Yeah.
So, like, I respect very much so people that don't like to be scared.
Right.
Some people love it.
Yeah.
I'm one of them. But, you know, it is what it is.
There's a time and a place.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
And the ghost being in the graveyard after a pregnant woman. Also, the other guy, like, for him to be like, I felt something soft. Did he say this after the guy came forward and was like, I knew it was a person? Or was he just like, let me do a little touch.
Well, let me cop a feel.
Yeah. Let me cop a ghost.
Let me cop a donut.
Cop donut. Hey! It works.
It worked out
really
well.
Weird logic.
We went in a big circle there.
Only to figure out that cops and donuts match.
They do. They are the cop a donut.
So anyways, the legend still talks about the Hammersmith ghost and says that apparently every 50 years at midnight, on a full moon, he comes back. And he be ghosting.
Ghosting the ghosts.
Ghosting.
Love it.
The ghost story also does come back, like, later in, like, 1824. And at this point in time, though, he can breathe fire.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay.
Which I don't know, like, what...
How did that happen?
Yeah. Which the shoemaker, he really did a good job.
Yeah.
Like, he had a ghost story that's, like, in history now.
Yeah.
That, like, kept scaring kids throughout the years.
Right.
He accomplished what he wanted to.
Well, I mean, did he? Because the whole basis of this is he was trying to scare older people because they scared his kids. So now, in turn, he is a ghost story to be scaring children. Yeah. So what he did is he catch-22 the fuck out of himself.
Red string going in your head.
I have a hand and that's, like, literally pointing.
Right.
But I feel like that's, like, he literally just... did not do what he accomplished. He fucked it up.
He did.
Because the whole premise was not to scare kids about ghosts. And what did he do? He became the ghost story that everybody tells their kids.
Yeah.
You asked... He is the little finger of his time. Like, that's what he is. He is the Lord Baelish.
He tried.
He failed.
A ghost that can breathe fire is kind of funny, though.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. Like, I would love to see that, honestly.
Me too.
It is in your house.
Do you think they would be like fire, or do you think it'd be like ghost fire? What the fuck is ghost fire? I don't know.
I love that you asked it and then had the follow-up for yourself.
It was like the sensor was coming out, and as I was like, wait, what's ghost fire?
Like ghost fire, like wispy, or like dragon flames?
I don't know.
I think like wispy fire is funny.
I would think like either wispy fire or like fire that's so cold. Like cold fire.
You can blow ice.
Ice, yeah. Nitrogen.
You can blow the opposite of fire.
Yeah, ice. Oh my god. We're getting real into Game of Thrones right now. I don't know what happened. Oh wow, okay. So I think that it would be misty.
He can blow cold fire.
You mean ice? Well, would it be ice? Or would it be cold mist? What is it? Yeah, it would be like
cold
nitrogen.
mist because then you're like, oh, my hand's kind of wet.
Yeah, my hand. Exactly. And what is it? The nitrogen or whatever? That's like the dry ice. There we go.
Dry ice.
Mm-hmm.
The
That's
ghost
what I'm
just
thinking.
got that in his pocket.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and he just goes.
I'm still trying to understand cold fire.
It's dry
That's
ice.
just cold.
Mm-hmm.
It's not fire. Isn't fire got to be hot? Or is fire just the act of the spray?
I don't know.
We ask the important questions here
I know.
at Stir the Pot.
Hey, Honk. What's the answer to this question?
Honk. Look it up. Let us know.
Does fire have to be hot? Can you have cold fire?
I am going to immediately look this up right now. Honestly.
Okay, then Honk. Never mind.
I mean, Honk, still go for it.
Yeah, still go for it.
Does fire have to be refrigerated?
There's a lot happening in my brain right now. What do you mean can fire be refrigerated?
I was saying, does fire have to be, and like the autofill is refrigerated?
I'm gonna light a candle and put it in the fridge and see what happens. I don't know what the fuck that's gonna do. Tune in next week to see what happened when I put the candle in the fridge. I'm writing it down so I don't forget.
You're either gonna make all of the food really warm, or there's gonna be like an explosion.
I don't know. We'll find out what
Put
happens.
the burning candle in the freezer.
Yeah.
It says that fire is generally hot.
Generally.
But the level of heat can vary, but generally makes me think it can be cold.
So can there be cold fire? Is that what you Googled?
We're going there next. Oh, it's like the fire extinguishing is called cold fire.
What is it? This is just leading to more questions. What's in a fire extinguisher? But wait, can there be cold fire?
It's the fire extinguisher.
Okay, hold on.
So it's like cold smoke, I guess. Like cold spray.
What a ghost is made out of.
A ghost and a fire extinguisher have the same chemical makeup.
Yeah. Water, carbon dioxide, dry chemicals, and foam. That's what a ghost is. That is absolutely what a ghost is. Can fire be cold? Fire cannot be frozen, which, like, I feel like that is, like, a fair answer.
What if I try really hard?
Do cold flames exist? There we go.
Oh, you're probably getting better answers than
Okay.
I was.
Cool flames are considered under 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit.
That's still kind of
This is
hot.
a lot. This is. We'll get back to this.
Yeah, my brain's kind of fracturing a little bit, honestly.
Yeah. Okay. Honk,
Yeah.
we want an answer. We'll just leave it for you. This will be a you job. We expect a full report by the next episode.
Or if you're listening and have the answers, message us.
Message us.
On Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Stir
the pot.
_pod.
Yep, that's us.
Mm-hmm.
And now, is there any more that we're talking about today?
No, that's it.
Okay, since we're at the end of the episode, it's time for the... Reefer Review! So once again, Indica, Gangsta, with an A.
I thought you were just like cutting up your sentence.
No, it's Gangsta.
I told the audience that first.
Like a dramatic pause. Gangsta OG by Zenith. Mixed with Bud Love, the Apple Scout cookies. So the Bud Love Apple Scout cookies, I actually brought this in so you could smell it.
Ooh.
It's not weed.
Is that a sparkly package? Or what's
Yeah,
on the
kind
front?
of.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but
there's,
smell
like,
it. And you mix it with the weed.
That smells fun.
Doesn't it? So I've tried that before. I'm going to give that a 5 out of 5 puffs. I do like the mixers. But as for the Gangsta OG, because it's an indica and I bought it because I wanted an indica, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5 puffs. Do I think that this is the best indica that I've smoked? Absolutely not. Am I having a rough day and I'm already tired and this made me calm the fuck down? Yes. So it did its job. So due to that, both of these are going to get a 5 out of 5 puffs. That's a good
20-minute applause.
Yeah. Still going. But still remember, it's still only puff, puff, pass. And then you already said our Instagram.
Yeah.
At stirthepot_pod. Our email. We're getting YouTube.
We're getting, yeah.
Very soon.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything else going on right now.
Message us if you have a fun would you rather question.
Oh, yeah.
Or a story that you want to hear.
or a story that you want us to share. A ghost
Yeah.
story. Have you seen ghosts? Have you been in a true crime incident that you want to share? We will change the names for you, but I would love to tell it.
Yeah.
Remember,
Don't shoot a ghost.
and stay dangerous.